Well, good evening, my friends. Kevin the Comic Doctor coming to you with another live CGC unboxing. In fact, I've got two boxes here for you tonight. Another one did arrive today. I thought another one was coming, and it certainly did. Guys, I'm Kevin the Comic Doctor. I'm a comic book presser. I'm also an authorized CGC dealer and CGC Signature Series facilitator. Wow, there it is. Located way up in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. Guys, if you're new here, we talk comic books all the time. I sure hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel, liking the content, of course, sharing the content. When I hit 5,000 subscribers, if you like free stuff, I'm going to be giving out 10 free vouchers for CGC modern grading. That's right, 10 free modern slabs going out to some lucky subscriber. And if I ever get to that monumental 10,000 subscriber mark, hell, I'm going to do that same thing with an entire box. That's right, 25 modern slabs on me to some lucky subscriber. So hit that subscriber button. I don't know what the heck you're waiting for. Guys, the topic of today is, hey, 9.9s are going to be a little more of a common thing, it seems. At least I think it is. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about whether or not you may want to consider having your own current graded, 9.8s sent back in to try and get that infamous or the much desired 9.9. Hell, even that 10. We'll talk about that. And it's funny, I had no idea this was going to happen, guys. Check out the first book. 9.9. What's going on here? 9.9, the Joker #1 from 2023, and a 9.9. And let me just jump ahead here because I saw another one, I think. Yes, look at this. Another one. Yeah, I got a Superman book here. Son of Kal-El, #17. Look at this. 9.9. Is 9.9 the new 9.8? Guys, we had this conversation a few weeks ago, a couple months back. We were talking about this whole pre-screen 9.9 nonsense. Well, I've been hearing a lot of YouTubers talking, a lot of other collectors talking about the kind of like all of a sudden an uptick in 9.9s. Are we going to start seeing this more often? Who knows? I don't know if there's any more 9.9s in there, but in this same order, we have also a 9.8 Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo #1. I still got to check for cracks, right, guys? And a 9.8. We have a Spawn #77. Oops, and a 9.8 as well. Okay, what are they doing here with these invoices? We have... What's going on here? The Joker. What's this? Received. Oh, they sent back some stuff that came with the book, obviously. We also have the Recount Preamble #1, Comic Tom 101 edition. Well, thanks, Comic Tom. In a 9.8. We also have a 9.6 from the same order, I believe. A 9.6 copy of Trinity Comics edition of the exact same book, The Recount. And that's in a 9.6. These are modern books. I have no idea what half this stuff even is. I'm an old fart. I go with the old stuff. Cool to see here. CGC, I mentioned a few episodes ago that I sent in this Merc Magazine Death Rage #1. And it was signed, and I didn't notice it was signed. I just sent it in, and they contacted me to say, hey, do you want to bump this out of, get from getting a green qualified label and use our new JSA service? So here it is, guys, the first JSA book to arrive at the Comic Doctor's office. Believe me, more to come. With the new label, 9.8. This one here is signed by Murphy and Jamie Tyndale. Leaping Death edition of Merc Magazine Death Rage #1, again, signed by the fellows right here. It's hard to see, it's kind of a Sharpie, but that there is the first JSA Signature Series authenticated comic to be received here at the Comic Doctor's office. All right, so that was an order of how many books? Of 8 books. Now, I did not charge the owner of this book yet. I got to go back and amend his invoice because they billed me for that after the fact. I'm not sure who it even belongs to. But let's pack these up and we'll go over to the chat room, see who's here. We're getting here now, guys. Again, 2 boxes tonight to go through. We just did about 7 or so books, 6 books. We'll be done not too long. We will also talk about this whole 9.9 thing very, very soon. Let's go over to the chat window right now and see what you guys are. Oh, first I gotta format my chat. Oh my goodness, I did not format my chat. What was I thinking? What am I thinking? There we go. Like so. That's better. Boom. Okay. Let's see who is here. Lord Thoth is here on a Tuesday night. Lord Thoth, welcome, my friend. Welcome. Treasury's here. Canada Canuck. Warren's back. How you doing, Warren? Carlo's in the house. Hey, Carlo. Dave, hey, all. Evening, Doc. Any idea when the Claremont, etc. signing books will be back? I don't know. I have some Frank Miller books that have arrived, but Claremont, there was a bit of a delay on those. So who knows? Who knows? Wayne's here too. My gosh, Wayne. Thank you for coming. Another moderator from a long time ago. I haven't seen Wayne in a while on here. Eric's here as well. Eric Williams. Adam's here too. How you doing, Adam? Hit the like while you wait. That's a good idea. You know you're going to like it. Thanks. Thanks. Astro Lucky. Hey, Doc. How is the eye doing? Hope you're feeling better than last time we spoke. Thank you, Astro Lucky. Yeah, I think it's hard to say. I think I'm doing better. Again, in this environment, which in a small space, it's not so bad. It's when I go out to the world, when I step outside, I'm trying to drive, I have to be really focused, and I could kind of bring the images together. It does seem to be better, so I'm happy about that, because I was really freaking out 2 days ago. I drove my wife crazy. She thought I was being a little neurotic and a little what's the word I'm looking for? A little jumping the gun on how bad my eye was, but yeah, it seems to be doing a lot better. I don't know where my other bag for this is. Oh, okay, I'll find it later. All right, let's keep going here. But thanks for asking, Astro Lucky. All right, how about some Golden Age? Or Silver Age, sorry, not Golden Age. We have Kathy Kane appearance in Batman 147 in an 8.0. If I could transition out there. Boom, there we go. We also have a Batman number 133, a 147, a 133, Batman's publicity agent, first appearance of Kite Man, Charles Brown, first Batmite appearance and title, and last new Dick Sprang art. Here we go, in a 6.5, right there. Nice. We also have another early tech book this time, Detective Comics 278 from 1960, in an 8.5, not a bad grade for a book of that age, would you think? We got more. We're not done yet. We've got more tech books if you're in the mood for tech books. We have Detective Comics 183 from 1952 in a 6.0. And we have some really big Marvel books coming up, guys, so you don't want to go anywhere. I know the other box back there, if it's the one I'm thinking of, has some really nice key books, including the second appearance of everyone's favorite wall crawler, so don't go away. We have a World's Finest 77, also from 1955. Nice looking book, and a 6.5. Oh, here we go. Cosplay Wars Preview, Manga Purple Lava Edition. 9.9. Right there. Another 9.9, guys. Another 9.9. We also have, I think my stack is getting a little bit too high. I'm going to have to, let's pack these babies up and I'll come back for more. All right. And as you can see, moderator turned off. I thought I only had that already, but if you want to send a message to me right now, any questions about, this is your time, by the way, guys. If you're new here, if you're new to comic book collecting, or you've been a comic book collector for any length of time, and you're curious about this thing called CGC or comic book grading, ask away. That's why I'm here, to answer your questions. So any questions you might have about comic book grading, comic book pressing, comic book dry cleaning, anything, now's the time to ask. But you have to be a subscriber. So hit that subscribe button and ask away. Doesn't cost a penny. The Schwa, that's right. 9.9 is a new 9.8, but wait, 10. Don't worry. I think 10's coming around the mountain too, man. Yeah, I think 10's coming around the mountain too. Ahoy, Kevin. How you doing, Dan? Good to see you again. Arnold's here too. Wow, Arnold, been a while. Oprah meme. You get a 9.9, and you get a 9.9, and you get a 9.9. Yeah, really, eh? Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. I still don't agree with it. I still think it's like, for these books, sure. For these modern books from 2023, why not? Start a new standard. That's okay. But for all us ding-dongs who've been collecting or grading books since, you know, CGC's inception, or even for the last 5 years even, and have spent any money on getting books graded, all of a sudden now we got these 9.8s that could potentially be 9.9s or 10s. What do we do? Are we going to send them back? We'll talk about that in just 1 second. Wayne says, anyone else think there's collusion going on with aforementioned influencer and key collector app? We'll talk a bit about that in a minute too. 34 and 13 likes. Not only 38 watching and 17 likes. Guys, hitting that like button doesn't take any effort from you, and it really does help the channel. It tells the YouTube that you guys like what you're seeing, and they'll actually push this video or promote this video to other collectors out there too, and try to bring our numbers up here on the channel. Be muchly appreciated. Muchly appreciated. Warren says, how's the eye? I kind of went over that already. Hey, Ryan Preston's here. How you doing? Bill Camel, how you doing? Wayne, Frank Miller back, eh? Mine kept. I don't know if yours is back. Oh, I know a Wolverine one did come back. No, it's not yours, because you had more than just Frank Miller. You had other guys right on yours, I believe. Let's continue with the books. We'll come back to the chat in just a moment. We got a 5.5 copy of Detective Comics 179. We have a Detective Comics 202. And a 6.0. Sorry, I'm slow on the draw, guys. I'm still trying to check to make sure there's no cracks or anything on these books, or on these slabs, I should say. We got a Batman 144, and that's in a 6.5. Right there. Wow, lots of tech books, guys. Hope we got some Batman fans out there. We got Detective Comics 191 in a 5.0. You can tell that these probably all came from a similar from a one owner collection. Usually when you see a bunch of the same title or in and around the same grade, these books have probably been stored together for a very long time. We got a 5.5 copy of Tech Comics 196, and then we have a Batman 124 and an 8.5. Nice. And an 8.5. I'll push this down a bit so you can see the grade. I gotta reduce the size of this camera. I'll do that next time. All right, what else do we have? Okay, lots more tech books. Wow. More DC. More DC. All right, let's put those ones away, and I'll get these ones ready to go. Whew, it's getting hot in here. Let's go back to the chat for a sec. Hey, Sean, how's it going? Eric, I'm still dragging my feet on sending you some stuff. Got to get that on the way. No problem. Our turnaround times are really quite good now. 2.5 to 3 months to get to the books. And then, of course, we've got... that does not include CGC's turnaround times, of course. That being said, I am taking off in July for a week or two, and Nippur's taking off for a week or two in July as well. So I anticipate things will probably slow down after the Montreal Comic Con. I'll be honest, I was going to go to Niagara Falls this weekend, but I think because my eye will be in the way, I don't think I'm going to try to drive out there this weekend. You never know, I might, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna just take it easy this weekend, stay here at the shop, stay close to home. I want to be in good shape for Montreal, which is the first week of July. So that's what I am aiming for. Mr. Pulaski, hey pal, Brian, Roy, I heard Roy got his safety. If you guys know Roy, the Roy's Paper Heroes, bought a Camaro a couple years back. He finally got it safety and on the road so we can go cruising. Brian says maybe the X-Men 266 you press to do a 9.9, maybe get that at whoever owns it now. Whoever owns it. That was the only book that I ever got into a 9.9 in a book from that time period. So yeah, they weren't giving out 9.9s very, very easily. That's for sure, or very readily. Gord says, hey, Kevin, glad you're on the mend. Some nice books. Yeah, some really nice books. Another big box coming, guys. You're just getting here right now. Don't go anywhere. I'm not joking. A lot of big books coming up in that second box. I hope I'm not whistling Dixie here. I don't think I am. I'm pretty sure it's the box I'm thinking of. I just opened it. I didn't even peek inside yet. But a lot of nice books coming. But thanks, Gord. Arnold says, have you ever run into a comic book that was pristine on the cover outside but damaged on the inside pages? Like with a rip or a tear? Oh, honestly, I can't remember anything off the top of my head, Arnold, to be honest. But I'm sure that's happened. I'm sure that's happened. I just can't remember off the top of my head. You know, but let's be honest, it's usually the cover, right? The cover covers the interior pages, so that's unfortunately the cover is what usually gets killed first, right? But yeah, I've seen like sticky stuff on the inside of books. You know, you open the book up and it's stuck together. The outside looks great, but someone was eating something or chewing something and something dribbled on the inside cover and then it's stuck together. So I have seen things like that, but I can't remember any one specific book. We've seen so many things here. Here we go, guys. Batman number 103 and a 6.0. Another World's Finest. This one's a set number 75, and that's at a 6.0. We have, I wonder if these are Paul's books. Batman 163 Joker cover, awesome, in a 7.0. We have a Detective Comics 300. Oh, first appearance of Polka Dot Man in a 6.0. We've got a Batman 128, and that's in a 7.0. And we've got Detective Comics 298, the origin of first appearance of the Silver Age Clayface, Matt Hagen, in number 298, and a 5.0. So there you go. If you're any Batman fans out there, I'm sure that satisfied your Batman craving for the night. All right, let's go back to the chat, and then we will have a look at box number 2, or maybe we'll talk about the 9.9s first, because I want to just get my 2 cents worth in about that. All right, so Luke's here. How you doing, Luke? Your books are en route to CGC as we speak, my friend. Lord Thoth, love those old Golden Age GC. Yeah, it's something we don't see too often here. We see them, but we don't see them all the time. We see a lot more modern stuff, and let's be honest, a lot more Marvel. Just putting all these comics back, guys. One sec. All right, making room for box number 2. All right, let's see here. Adam and Dolly, Comic Tom, Key Collector, symbiotic relationship. Yeah. You know, when you look at something like that and you think, there's a bit of a conflict of interest here, you know, why would you even get involved in that sort of thing, you know? I remember hearing about the Chicago Comic-Con C2E2 last year, the year before, and all these influencers, comic book influencers, and I think that dude was one of them. We're snagging all the show exclusives, and then they grab them all up. There was a bunch of guys. I'm not going to name all the names. You know who all the players are. All the main guys. Three big names we see on YouTube all the time. They were hoarding all the show exclusives and then taking them to their booths and charging $100 or $200 a pop. A real asshole-ish thing to do to collectors, right? I mean, everybody wants to make a buck, right? But nothing stings more than going to a show like here in Toronto, the Fan Expo, and I don't buy into those exclusives things myself personally, but a lot of guys do. So you go to your show and you pay your $40 to get in, or you pay your $20 parking ticket, or you pay, for your overpriced hot dog and Coke and out in the street, whatever. You get there and you go to pick up your show exclusive and they're all gone. The ones you went there to see are all gone. And then you go and you walk inside the show and you're noticing all these guys have the exclusives on their rack for, 25, 30 times the price or 50 times the price. Screw them. Screw them. That's an irritation. Yeah, totally. Peter G, some nice grades for those textbooks. Nice collection. Yeah, Peter, I think they are not too bad. It's mid-grade books there. That's okay, Lord Thoth. Fan Expo this year, Kev? Yeah, I think so. I'm planning on doing... I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. I'm going to try to be a CGC Signature Series facilitator this year at Fan Expo. I'm going to try it. I don't know how well I'm going to do at it. I'm going to need more bodies with me. So I'm going to see if my wife or my daughter or my son will actually come with me to the show. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It might be more money than I want to spend. We'll see. I don't know. But as of right now, yes, it looks like I am, Wayne. Sam, nice to see DC love in this submission. Oh, but you haven't seen anything yet. We're going to be getting to Marvel very, very soon. Don't go anywhere. 79 Camaro. No, mine's an 81 Camaro. I had a 79. It's now, I upgraded to an 81 Zetter. Batman 103, first Silver Age Bat. Nice. Man Back Detective. Wow, been a while. Sir, there you. Hope all is well with you. Hello, everyone. How you doing? Good to see you. It has been a while. We need to catch up, sir. Yes, you do. We do. You do. You did miss all the Batman. Just watch it on the replay. Not a problem. Dave says, got my books ready for Saturday. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you in person. Dave, looking forward to it as well. Astro, do you think with nice 9.8s getting bumped to 9.9s, you think there's a chance nice 9.6s can get a bump to 9.8? Oh, okay. Let me give you my 2 cents worth. There's going to be this desire for people to grab all their 9.8s and ship them off, and their 9.6s perhaps, or maybe a lot of their books, and ship them off to CGC because of this new standard of evaluation, this new standard of grading that they're starting to reveal to us. I wouldn't be too, unless you're in a situation where you have to sell your books. I don't know if I would be too quick to send the books in. I would wait and see where the dust settles a little bit. Let things kind of play out for another 3, 4, 5 months and see where things are. Now, if you own a 9.8 copy of, say, Wolverine #1, and all of a sudden, because I've been seeing a lot of those coming back in 9.9s now, if you start seeing the value discrepancy become, it starts to maybe, the gap begins to widen to the point where you can't just kind of walk away from it, then maybe you're going to want to resubmit it. But it's not going to be simply a resub, guys. You know that. You're going to have to press it. You're going to have to clean it again. You have to resub it. And there's, again, no guarantees you're going to get that 9.9. Listen, I have some books, that are 9.8s. They're not going anywhere. They're staying right here. If you're not planning on selling your books, I would just hold off for a while and reevaluate later. What do you think? Am I wrong there? I'll be honest. This is one, look, love or hate them. This is one thing that CGC is doing now that I really don't like. I don't like that this is now a thing. Again, you've established a certain criteria for your grading over the last 23 years or so, give or take. And now you want to change that up and say, oh, you know what? Now we're going to open up the floodgates to 9.9s. We're not going to be so tight on the 9.9s. We're not going to be so tight on the 10s. Yeah, I got a real problem with that, because for the last 23 years or so, you did have a problem with that. And we all sent books to you with a certain expectation, and now those expectations have changed. So I have a real problem with that. I really, really do. So I don't know what to say. I don't think books that are like 6.5 are going to get bumped to 8.5. I don't think that's the case. I don't think on Silver Age books or Golden Age books that we just saw right there, I don't think we're going to see much change in that. It's, again, only for those books and those upper echelon books. But I'm going to tell you, 9.8s are 9.8s, 9.6s. Let's be honest. I get 9.6s back and I'm like, why is that a 9.6? I get 9.8s back. I'm like, that should be a 9.6. It goes both ways, right? So, and even talking with, Steve Borak a while back, we had a phone conversation about, there is that, a 9.6 could be a 9.8 and a 9.8 could be a 9.6. by that logic, then a 9.8 can now be a 9.9, and a 9.9 could be a 9.8. There's usually a grade or two up or down, half a grade up or down. Law of averages, right? This is a can of worms I don't like. I'm really curious to see how the pricing goes. I'm curious to see what you think about this, guys. Again, I don't think anybody should be rushing off. Hey, I'd like to crack all your books for you and do them for you, but I look at. I don't like anyone's arm being twisted to do something like this. I would wait a little while and see how it goes, and then if you're noticing a real, dramatic difference in the prices, then you might want to start slowly, submitting 2 or 3 at a time. And again, you got to talk to your presser. You got to sit down and be realistic about the 9.8 you have or the 9.6 you have to think, is this got a potential to be a 9.9? Is this book really, really nice? Because not all 9.8s are created equal, right? So that's a conversation you're going to have with your presser, with your other collector buddies, to talk about the books you have and to debate whether or not it's worth the investment to try to bump it. We're just going, basically, we're going back to CPR again, crack, press, and resubmit. We're doing that all over again. Now we're doing it for 9.8s. I just don't like how they changed the rules. That really does bother me. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying, if anything at all. Let's see. Jim, hey Kevin, will you be accepting new books at the next? Yeah, I'll be there. I don't have a table for the show. It's in September. It's a long time from now. But yeah, I talked to the organizer, and I can get in there, and I probably will be at the next Toronto Comic Book Show. Yeah, that's in September. Dave says, do you think the rise of 9.9s is a ploy to get people to resub their 9.8s? Of course. It's not a ploy. It's another revenue stream. Yeah, it's definitely going to it's going to push people to resub books. Of course it is, yeah, which is, again, a real problem with that. You will need tons of help there if you do Fan Expo. Wayne, yeah, I'll need help, but I don't know, how much I can actually pay. That's the problem. So having a big staff of people there probably won't be possible. So I don't know. I may need people to do what do you call it? To do witnesses, to be witnesses for the signing, but we can work something out. If you want to go, we'll talk. Astro Lucky Kevin, if you need a volunteer here we go. Astro Lucky as well too. Volunteer, it's even better. Thank you. Yeah, you know what? If you guys are serious about doing that, and you don't have to only work with me, CGC does accept people. To various people to sign up to be witnesses. So if I start doing facilitator appearances, I'll need witnesses. I can't witness the books myself. I can witness for other facilitators, but I can't witness. If I organize an event, I cannot witness. So I already have a few guys and gals that have signed up. But it's always good. It takes no time to sign up, and you know what? If you're available, then we can bring you in. Now CGC does pay. I think it's $110 a day, but there's a catch. You have to fill out like an IRS form or something like that. So for Canadians, it's not really a good thing. But CGC does offer credit. So instead of the 110 USD, they'll give you 110 towards your credit. So if you are interested in becoming a CGC witness, whether you're here in Toronto or anywhere in North America, you basically you go to the CGC website, you create an account with CGC. It's a free account, and you fill out a witness application. And you follow the steps, and if they accept you, other facilitators may contact you to come to the shows and be a witness for them. Again, I already have 3 or 4 guys that signed up, and a couple of gals too. So it's good to have 10 or 15 people available if you ever need somebody, right? But anyways, it's something you could think about. Wayne, in all the CGC wins, just saying, they sure do 100%. And it's really, it's again, I don't like this sort of strong arming. I think it's bad. I don't think it's good. And if you're going to do that, if you're changing your standards, you know what? I got a 9.8 book here. They don't charge me the same price you're charging me to grade my book. I've already, but you know what? You're out of luck anyway, because if you're going to crack that book out, you're going to grade, you're going to press it anyway. So you're going to lose the grade no matter what. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Either you jump in and do it, or you don't. And like I said, my modern slabs are over there. I got many 9/8s, and they're just going to stay 9/8s for the time being. They're going to stay that way for the time being. Eric Williams, I'm glad I'm not in for the 9/8s or the 9. I'm happily take a very fine a 9-9-4 because they look great. They do look fantastic. My God, they're still near mint books, are they not? They're still near mint books. People who get mad at 9.4s and 9.2s, they're gorgeous books, especially books from the 70s and 60s and 50s. You get a 9.2 book from 1950. I think it's amazing, right? But we have been kind of, we're kind of brainwashed a little bit, and we kind of that's a gambler in us, right, Eric? We want those 9/8s. The 9/8s. We look at the price discrepancies from a 9.8 to a 9.6 to a 9.0 is huge. That being said, 9.0s are far more affordable than a 9.8 ever will be. Look at a book like 194 ASM, the first appearance of Black Cat, right? In a 9.8, at one point it was like a $2,000 book. In a 9.0, it's probably a couple of $100, $200, $400. Which one's more affordable, right? So collecting books as collectors and not for the dollar, there's something to be said about that. But we have been kind of, I don't want to say brainwashed, or kind of where we've been kind of seduced, I guess you could say, it's a better word, seduced by the potential value of these things that we love, that we want to go for those 9/8s, right? So CGC has created an ongoing revenue stream subscription service. They basically have, and then they're changing the rules. And now that they changed the rules, they want to listen. It's like going back to the old days. CGC used to say, and they still do that, if you have a slab, you should re-slab your slabs every 5 years. They put micro chamber paper in the in all the slabs, or inside each of the books, to neutralize any acids or whatever. But apparently those micro chamber papers go inert after 5 years. They recommend that people re-slab their books. And, that was a kind of a thing, right? Well, most people don't re-slab their books. Let's be honest. And the only time they do is when they're trying to get a grade bump. So perhaps that revenue stream, or that thought they had that, people will send them back for re-slabbing, didn't work out the way they thought. And now they got to create something else. Hey, maybe people would have re-slabbed their books if you gave people a really good deal in re-slabbing the books, right? Because they got to make, look, if you're going to re-slab a book, it still costs money to do it. So they got to make money doing it. I get it, but I don't know. It's expensive. It's all expensive. Astro Lucky, I think that makes sense to hold off and see how it shakes down. Not crazy about how they are doing this 9.9 money grab, but what can you do? Not much. Jumping on the resub bus is exactly, 100%. And they're going to see an uptick, I'm sure. As they start putting out these 9.9s, did you guys see all those Wolverine #1s that have been coming back 9, 9, and 10? Like the limited series book? They're going to flood the market with those. So, yeah, now I got these 9.8s. What do I do? Send them in. Wayne, 9.6 is 200, 9.8's 1,000, will a 9.9 still be a $7,000 book? I don't think so. As the 9.9s become more scarce, that number is going to come right down to a 9.8. I'll tell you, I still think you need that gem mint number. You need that 10. That 10 has got to be the elusive number now. To me, if you got a 9.8 or a 9.9, to me it's the same. It should be the same grade. It should be the same value, because that 9.8 probably could have got a 9.9, and that 9.9 could have got a 9.8, depending on whose eyeballs were looking at it. The 9.9 was that $7,000, just like you say there, Wayne. It was that elusive number that we never saw. You never saw. Brian mentioned that X-Men 266 that I did years ago that came back in 9.9. That book ended up selling for upwards of $20,000 US for a first Gambit, a modern book. There were barely any 9.9s out there at that time. Well, you start putting 9.9s out there now, all of a sudden that supply and demand, that scarcity, that rarity, that goes out the window. That 9.9 is no longer as valuable as it once was. So the 9.9s are going to come down. When they come down, the 9.8s are going to come down. When they come down, the 9.6s are going to cut. So it's a trickle down thing, right? We're going to see that, but we don't know where it's going to land. Maybe the 9.8s and the 9.9s are going to be one and the same at some point. Who knows? That's why I wouldn't run off and do this at this point. But you do it, you do you guys. If you feel you want to get them regraded, that's up to you. If you're planning on selling in the near future, maybe you do want to do that. I don't know. Miguel says, how you doing, Miguel? I've been seeing more 9.8 Bronze Age books pop up. Yeah, well, you're going to start, I think, seeing that quite a bit. Arnold, oop, I jumped there. Arnold says, would you rather have a 9.8 white page or a 9.9? Oh, I think I jumped there. Sorry, Arnold. After 200 years, will every currently white page book be off-white or worse naturally, or is it possible this can be prevented? Listen, where is it? Let me show you something. Let me show you this. Where is it? Here. How is this book even got? Why are you even talking about your page quality on a book like this? It's made of plastic, for crying out loud. You know, white pages. Are they white pages? This thing is made of plastics. This is not 1978. This is not 1988. It's not 1992, for crying out loud. This is a modern book made with, you know, modern papers. I guarantee there's probably not one white page in this book. I've never read this book before, by the way, but anybody who has, are there any white pages in this book? I bet there isn't. So why even talking about white pages on a modern book like this? It makes no frigging sense. So shit like that, you know, let's talk about 9.9, but let's not take into consideration that most of the books that are now created today don't even have white pages. There's so much ink on those pages that it doesn't make sense. White page classification or page color classification or page quality, classification should be on newsprint, not on this stuff, right? So that makes no sense to me. So if you're going to change your standards, like in regards to 9.9s and 10s, change the whole page quality of things. It makes no sense to these modern books. Hey, but what do I know? What the hell do I know? What am I talking about? Anybody ever thought that themselves? What sense does that make? But then you asked later, Arnold, about would I rather have a white page or... Listen, I think that's also in the eye of the beholder too. I've pressed books, I've sent them in where they were off-white to white or off-white, and they've come back white. And I've had white come back off-white. But how does a book that's off-white go to white? Like, how does the interior of that book... I don't work on the interior of the books like that. You can't change the quality of the unless you're doing, like, you know, hydrogen peroxide and doing all that B-lead stuff to the interior pages, which I don't think anybody does. I know I sure as hell don't. You're not going to see a page quality improvement. So again, eye of the beholder, man. I don't know. I'm happy with both of those. That's a hard question. I guess 9.9 off-white. I don't know. That's a hard one. Hey, 49 Felix, how you doing? Gorby Kitty, long time. Better late than never. Glad you're here. After Lucky, I'll give you a shout after the talk about helping at the show, Kev. Yeah, not tonight, but give me a you know, call in the next couple of days or weeks or whatever. No, there's no rush there. Gord says, doesn't the resub screw the... Well, sure, you're supposed to send back your labels. And let's be honest, the census is not accurate. Come on, guys. Census is not accurate. It is not accurate. I guarantee that most of the 9.8 you see there are probably not there anymore. So they can't police that, because how many pressers are out there right now cracking slabs? How many regular people are just cracking slabs and resubbing and just throwing the labels away, right? I send them back. If my client wants them back, I give them back to the client. It's yours, not mine, right? So right there, I could tell you that the census is not 100% accurate. So it's a guide. It's a very loose guide. And every year that goes by, I think it just gets weaker and weaker. Comic Book Love. How you doing, Comic Book Love? Hello from Ireland. Holy cow. Just subbed and 20 minutes is up, so I could chat now. Good. Welcome all the way from Ireland. I had a prize for a fella out in Ireland. I was on the Robert Meyer Burnett show during COVID, and one of the winners was from Ireland. And I sent him a slab, and it cost me a fortune to send that slab to Ireland. And that's why, after that point, I no longer offered overseas free, welcome to the channel. But if you win, we're going to talk about the shipping costs. I'll give you the free grading, but the shipping costs we'll have to negotiate. Anyways, yeah, because it's really crazy expensive. But welcome, glad you're here. What is it? It's like 4 hours ahead or 5 hours ahead, I think, in Ireland. I think it's 4 hours ahead. Love the name, Comic Book Love. That's great. Spartacus 204. When you send in a book for signing, do you suggest getting them to press it after signing? Well, it depends. Now, if I'm doing a book for like I just sent in a bunch for Luke today, I didn't press those books. He didn't sign up to get them pressed, and he just wanted the books over there. Bob's your uncle. Oftentimes, I will press and clean the book. I'll prepare the book. I'll ship the book. If it's for an in-house CGC signature, they'll sign it and then they'll grade it right there and then. Now, I'm for Fan Expo, for example. Excuse me. For Fan Expo, for example, if I get, say, 30 books submitted for Frank Miller to sign, I'll have Frank Miller sign those books, then I will press those books, then I will send those books in. Yeah, you want the books to be pressed after, ideally after they're being handled. So when I send books to CGC, I board the hell out of it. I put a really thick board behind it. I make it dummy proof for the people that are handling it. I don't want them to manhandle the book too much. There's no guarantees. But yeah, I sent a whole bunch for Chris Claremont and Frank Miller recently. You know, hopefully they'll be very careful with the books. I guess shit could go sideways. It does happen, but I send the books already pressed, and I prep the book, and I put a sturdy board behind it, 56 points, sometimes more than that, so the book doesn't get damaged while it's being handled. But if it's a local signing, I will press after the books are signed. Carlo, soon there will be a 0.1, 0.2, and so on. That way, all the NG and 0.05 will reach them. Oh my God, imagine that. That'd be a joke if they did that. David Clark says, I'm not chancing my 9/8 with those dummies. My luck, they would drop. Hey, that's right. Just because you're sitting in that 9/8, don't think you're going to get a guaranteed 9.9 anyways. You're almost better off to search for a raw copy now or a 9.2 or a 9.4 and try to bump that to a 9.9 than perhaps risking your 9.8. So there's that risk involved too. It could drop to a 9.6. So there is always that risk involved. Very, very good point, David. Peter says the greed of CGC paying off the greed of individuals resubmitting. Yeah. Like I said, greed begets greed, right? It's that addiction. It's that want, that desire. They know they're not stupid, right? Guys, a big part of this is the addiction part, right? And many of you who are probably watching right now who come to my shop, when you came to my shop for the very first time, I think of the most recent, well, not most recent, but I think of John Sherwood and Pat Sherwood coming into my shop with a long box, like, stop, leave now. Don't do this, because it is an addiction. And it's a part of it. Collecting is an addiction in a way, right? Wanting to finish that run, wanting to finish that, you know, if you get whatever, like all my Star Wars toys over there. I had that one elusive action figure. Now I'm starting to collect other lines from Star Wars because I'm addicted to it. I'm a collector. You know, you look up synonyms for collector, addict. And then you add the gambling thing to it, right? Because it's gambling as well. Look at guys, when I show these books off to you guys here, come on. When you see your books up there, you know, yeah, and you get that 9.8, that big book, or that 9.9 now, but if you get that 9.8 in a book you thought you might have got a 9.4 or 9, you're jumping up and down because, you know, the value. I saw, Swaggelhaas was doing a book unboxing about a month or two ago, and he got an older book. I forget what book it was. It came back in a 9.8. It was an old Silver Age book. He flipped out, and the big part of it was because the value of the book in a 9.8 was stupendous. It was huge. So yeah, you're gonna jump up and down when that 9.8 hits your book. It's like, you know, pulling the slot machine, you know, boom, 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 right? You want those 9.8s. So yeah, it's all those things. It's Acolyte time. I don't know. Dave, I don't know. What time is it? 9? Yeah. I'm hesitant, Dave. I almost don't even want to watch it. I don't want to talk about that now. Maybe I'll do a show about it when I do watch it, if I watch it. For Fan Expo, usually the celebs are in the different building, but the comics in the other for SIGs. That's right. But I can do both, right? Comic book love. Oh, I know all about shipping price. I bet you do. But there's a CGC in London now, in England, I believe. So I think they grade them right there. I believe they do. Peter G. Other companies dominant in their field have fallen and become a joke, unfortunately. If you're going to CPR, you may as well take an 8-leg parlay too. Listen, I think CPRing, keep your eyes open. A lot of you guys who work with me have become quite shrewd at finding those books. A lot of you guys have great eyes. I'll bring up Bad Hombre. He hasn't been here tonight, but boy, he dropped off 25 books last week or a week and a half ago. And he had a submission form for a month from back in like March. We worked on his books. They're freaking gorgeous. They're all going to be 9/8. They're all 9/8. Me and Napur go, holy, where is he finding these books? Mike, where are you finding those books, man? You won't ever tell me. Anyways, I don't care if he finds those books, but he's got a great eye and he looked for those books and he knows. And a lot of other guys are really shrewd with the slab books. They find those slab books, they see the issues with those books, and they're like, you know what? I think I can nail a higher grade out of it. And we've had some really great results from that. So a lot of you are getting quite shrewd with it. I think I would, instead of taking your beautiful 9/8s and sending them in and gambling on those, especially if you're not interested in selling them anytime soon, keep hunting, my friends. Keep hunting for those other books. Get those 9/9s naturally and then sell your 9/8s. Maybe. I don't know. Is that a good idea? First time I ever met Kev, first thing he said is get out now. Oh, there you go, Wayne. There you go. It was you too. You're not the only one. I tell everybody that, you know, I like people being honest with me. Like, in fact, I was talking to a guy today from Florida, nice guy. I was going to have my website redone. And he's like, he's looking at my website. It's old. You guys know I've had that website for a long time. He's like, are you getting hits? I go, yeah. Because you're getting submissions all the time? I go, yeah. He's like, leave your website alone. I go, what? He goes, don't change your website. He goes, you start playing with your website, you can screw up everything. He goes, it's working. Don't mess with it. It's old, yeah, but it works. So don't mess around. Just leave it alone. Everything's, Google likes the way it is. It's situated. Don't touch. And at first he was kind of quoting me some big numbers, and then we just started talking off the because he goes, I don't want to lose your business. He goes, I'd like to work with you, but he goes, it's pointless. He goes, so I appreciate him saying that, right? So I'm going to find some work for him to do because he was honest with me. He didn't try to hose me for God knows how much money. So yeah, so Wayne knows. Luke, hopefully the show is good. 2 episodes, we'll see. Oh, Bad Hombre is it my secret? Just wait till you see my VHS sealed. Oh boy, here we go. Adam Dolly, when my X-Men 141, 142, 266 came back 9/8, I may have done a brief dance. There you go. Adam knows those 9/8. And Adam probably would have been happy with a 9.4 or 9.6, right? Right? But those 9/8, oh boy. Ching, right? We know it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it unless you have a possible 9.9. I agree. Okay, guys, I got a whole box of amazing Marvel books we got to look at here. I wasn't whistling Dixie earlier. 64 of you guys here. Sit back, relax, get ready. We had some fun with the first box. A lot of beautiful Batman books, detective books. All right. Oh, I got to put this over here first. Hold on. All right, now. This one includes some signature series books coming back and some old Spider-Man ASM books. Here we have an Amazing Spider-Man #2. This one has a page 12 missing, unfortunately. And a 3.5 right there. Oh, you guys got to see this, don't you? We'll come back to the chat in a sec after we show off some of these beautiful Marvel books. And these are Mike's books from the Maritimes, so I'm going to say. And then we also have a 3.0 copy of Amazing Spider-Man, one of my favorite covers, 13, first appearance of Mysterio. Okay, another one too I really like. Amazing Spider-Man #9 in a 5.0. So we all got ASM books, and not just ASM, so don't go anywhere. We got ASM #15, first appearance of Kraven the Hunter, a movie I am not looking forward to at all. 2 actors I've kind of had enough of. And I forget the dude's name. I liked him in Kick-Ass, and I didn't mind him as Quicksilver. What's the actor's name? I forget his name. You guys will know. Three name. I forget his name. But I can't stand him. And I don't want to see him in the movies anymore. I just don't... Something about him. I don't like him. He was the villain in Fall Guy, too. He was pretty good in that, but I just don't care for him. And... I don't want to see him anymore, and I don't want to see him, and I don't want to see Giancarlo Esposito. I like Giancarlo Esposito. He was great in Breaking Bad. He was okay in that Star Wars show. He is in everything now. I've had enough of Giancarlo Esposito. He shows up in everything. All right, 5.0, Amazing Spider-Man #8. 5.0. I don't think so, man, Bat Detective. All right, now check this baby out. This one is also Mike's book. It came with the rest. Unfortunately, the others did not have a grade like this. And you don't see this very often, guys. I have no idea what this is worth. I think it's probably worth a pretty penny. Amazing Spider-Man, number 7, second appearance of the Vulture, 9.2 white pager. Holy cow. Holy cow. You don't see those ones too often. All right. These are Mike's books. And I knew most of these were going to be like low mid grade. Kind of disappointed about that one book with the missing page. Another book had a missing page, exact same missing page. The same thing happened to me when I bought that Value Village collection. I got a little bit excited, and I noticed when I went through them very thoroughly that 2 or 3 or 4 of the books all had the exact same page missing. So I was freaking out. Luckily, you know, my Daredevil number 1 didn't have a page missing, but my first Electro did, and a few other ones did. So that was quite disheartening. But sometimes the page is cut at a certain way, you don't even catch it. So I felt bad about that. We didn't catch it. He didn't catch it. Again, we don't count pages. We kind of go, if something shows up, we'll let you guys know, but it could evade us. So, and I say this time and time again, before you send books in, take the time, go through it. It'll take you a whole night. If you're doing like say 20, 30 books, it's going to take you probably 2 or 3 hours. It takes time. Everything takes time. You know, you got to open up and look at every single page. Look at the edge to make sure they didn't cut it in such a way that it's easily hidden. Because sometimes they cut these very nicely, and you miss it. You know, so yeah, especially on the inside of the book. Okay. Oh, I was going to say something else about that too. I forget. It'll come back to me. Okay, let's keep going. A lot more beautiful Marvel books. All right, we're going right to the signature series. Here are the first 2 Frank Miller books. Now, these come from... These are for the same person, so these are not yours. Like I'm looking at this now. We're talking about 969899. Here's a 9.6 copy, Wolverine number 1, signed by Frank Miller in white right there. Kind of a cool signature. And a 9.6. And then here is 9.6 Daredevil 168. Like, that's a really nice copy. That's a really nice copy. I could see this could have been a 9.82 as far as I can see why. But yeah, 9.6, signed by Frank Miller as well, in white, right down there. At least he's signed. See, I've seen this book signed in black, and I'm like, right there, you wouldn't even see the signature. What's the point of paying all that money? And it ain't cheap, man. Yeah, Frank Miller was friggin' expensive. So anyways, those are the first 2 signature series books I've gotten back since February. Since early February. So that's how long we've been waiting for these. Here we got some more Spider-Man, guys. We got Amazing Spider. I love this book, number 6. First appearance of the Lizard. Then a 4.0. We have a number 5. These are all Mike's books. Mike picked up a really nice collection. And a 3.0. First appearance of Sandman. I'll do it like this. And a 3.5. And again, it's not uncommon when you buy a collection for the books. I mean, that 9.2 we saw, the number 7, that's kind of an oddball. Usually when you're buying a collection that has been, belonged to somebody for a very long period of time, even if the books were bought like secondhand, the owner probably bought books of a certain ilk and stored them in a certain way. And so it's not uncommon for the books to be in a similar grade. Similar to those, kind of the same as those Batman detective books, World's Finest, we just saw in the box previous. They were all around, 7s, 8s, 7, 8, 8.5. Nothing hit a 9, and nothing went down to like a 5.5 or anything. But they're all very similarly graded. That is not uncommon. All right, what else we got? We also have, oh, look at this. A nice copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 3. First appearance of Doc Ock. Man, I sold my copy. I had a 2.5 as well. I should have hung on to it. We were talking about the addiction and the completism. See, I'm in my head right now as I see these. I'm like, okay, now I got to go and buy number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. I don't have them. I had a lot of them. I sold a lot of them, but I don't have them now. but I have an AF-15, I have two AF-15s, and I have an ASM-1, and I don't have the other key books from Spider-Man. Maybe I need to pick those up. Maybe that's what I'll do. All right, this is a nice. This one here is a grade bump. This one here was a 6.0, also from Mike. This one here, he bought the book on eBay, I believe. I believe it was on eBay. He had the book shipped to our office. It was a 6.0, and we cracked it. CPR. Look, 7.5. Now that's a pretty big bump, and it's also a big value dollar bump on that book. So I was really happy to see that. That was great because the other ASM 14 he sent me was a part of the last batch, which, you know, again, 3.5, 4, 4.5, came back a 3.5. And of course, I mentioned earlier, page 12 was missing out of number 2 and missing out of number 14, which really sucks. It just kills the value of this book, right? So, you know, before you buy anything, before you grade anything, especially books of this caliber, you want to take the time. You know, I'll speak for myself, and I'm guilty as charged. We don't sit there and count every single... Guys, everything takes time. You know, someone called me the other day, did you take pictures of my book? Did you take before and after pictures of my book? I said, no, we didn't have a chance. Yes, we do before and after pictures sometimes. If I were to take before and after pictures of every single book that comes in, I have to hire someone to do that. To be honest, it takes forever. It really, really does. You know, cracking books out of slabs. You charge how much? Oh, why are you charging me just to crack my book out? Because to crack, listen, I've had guys drop off 50 books, slabs, crack them. That takes me almost a full day. Not a full day. Well, yeah, you know what? Several hours. I'll say that. To do 50 slabs, several hours. It is something you don't want to rush, because if you rush it, then you could damage the book, right? And it's a lot of time. Everything takes time. So counting pages, we don't do that. But if we do see something, if something's glaringly obvious to us, yeah, we're going to, if we do catch something, of course, we're going to contact you and let you know. I contacted Ricky the other day. He had, I think it was a Daredevil 168, and it was full of color touch. And we contacted him. We held off on everything. He still wants a press. We're going to do that for him, but he doesn't want to grade it, and I don't blame him. But yeah, you want to really, before you submit to me, or anybody for that matter, you want to do your due diligence and look over your books. Okay, not done yet. Is there another? There was a second copy. Okay, I don't know whose is whose now. There was two. I do know whose is whose. These are not mixed up. I know there's a couple of other, this here's an Amazing Spider-Man number 4. I'm not sure this belongs to, I can actually tell you right now if it belongs to him or not. If I just go like this, I could tell by the number. 443-304. Yeah, it's a different person. This is not Mike's book. This one belongs to another client because of the number. That's what you're looking at, guys. The number, the certification number goes back to the invoice. And that invoice goes back to my paperwork, which tells me whose books belong to who. That's why when I have two of the exact same book in a box, I can tell whose is who. The serial number is the grade equalizer. We know everything. So anyway, a nice copy there, 6.0. Another ASM number 4, first appearance of Sandman. Okay, here we go. Okay, another one. This one here is Mike's. I have to organize whose is who. This one, page 12, missing again. So whoever owned this, whoever the kid was, they loved that page 12 ad or poster or coupon, probably a coupon, and took the whole page out. It doesn't say anything about affecting story, so it probably doesn't, I would assume. I could maybe check. I could check the, let me check the QR code and tell you something, because I'm going to give you my 2 cents on that too. If it doesn't affect the story, let me see here. Let me check the QR code really quick. Go right there. Come on. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this to work. And of course, it's not working now. Nope, it's not working. Anyways, what I was going to say is, if it doesn't affect the story, why in God's name is it a green label? Just give it a blue label and knock the grade down, please and thank you. That would be sufficient. That would be sufficient. Okay. Carlo, are you out there? I think this is yours, my friend. I think this is yours. Again, without 9.8 copy. Amazing Spider-Man 300 and a 9.8. Carlo got, this is his second 9.8. He got a 9.8 a few months back. Congrats. Here is a big book that CGC decided to crank the price up. Let me just take a little quick break here. Couple of big bangers coming up, by the way, guys. Actually, there's a few big bangers coming. These are pretty big bangers, but more big bangers coming. Don't go anywhere. Let's go to the chat room really quick while I pack these babies up, and we'll finish this box off, and I'll say see you later, because you know what? Maybe I will go wash the Acolyte. Okay, hold on a second. Let's go over and see what you guys are saying. All right. Fire in the hole. Fire in the hole. Oh, Mike says, evening chat. And Kevin, hey, Mike, how are you? Good to see you. And by the way, the Reds. Oh, my camera just went on me. Uh-oh. Hello. My camera is gone. I don't know what's going on. My camera is turned off. Hold on a sec, guys. Hold on a sec. We'll get that camera. There we go. That camera's back. Is this one working? That's working. Okay. That was weird. My camera just, I think it overheated. I think it might have overheated because it just died. I want to say, look how beautifully red. That's a great copy with the beautiful red, because sometimes it's a little orange, a little yellow sometimes, but that one is quite pretty. Wow, look at those books that are coming up. Look at those books that are coming up. Holy cow. Gorgeous. Okay, what are you guys saying? What are you guys saying? Aaron Taylor Thomas, or Aaron Taylor Johnson, whatever his name is, can't stand him. If anyone's looking, you were talking about that. Johnson, that's it. Thank you. Boom. David Clark. Boom. Bad Hombre. Amazing Spider-Man number 792, book of the night. Yeah, it's crazy, to see a book like that. It is unbelievable. GPA says 4,500. There you go. So that's 4,500 US. You're looking at around probably $7,000 Canadian for that one book. Pretty good. Miguel, CGC misses it sometimes too. Sure they do. Sure they do. 100% they do. My coloring is all really weird now too. My camera's color all went weird. Something happened there. There we go. I think it's a bit better now. SIGs, 32 pages, most of them. Or is it 36? I forget. Everything's different. They're all different, I think. You know what I like to do when I got a big book? I like to go onto YouTube and I like to see somebody flip through the book, and I just follow along. That's what I like to do. Kind of puts my mind at ease when I'm buying a big book like that. Hi, Kev. No TMNT today, my friend. Sorry, Mark. It's on. I think it's en route. It's not here yet, though. Yay, my quad sign Wolverine 1 9.9 back. You never know. You never know. Dan, thoughts of the new Venom trailer? Venom horse? Not a big Venom movie guy. I have not liked the Venom films. Anything from Sony, I've never really liked. Morbius was terrible. Venom was just, it was a night out, I guess. I didn't love it. Yeah, and so I'm not even excited at all about it. Not at all. Did you take pictures of my books? LOL, the entitlement of these people. Guilty. LOL. Well, listen. Everybody's excited, okay? I get it. And I understand it. And, you know, we'll take pictures of books to show people what we're doing sometimes. But no, we can't do it all the time. It's impossible. I wish I had the time for that. I just don't. Lord Thoth, Acolyte, tell me about it. Carlo, nice doc. Thanks. You're welcome, Carlo. Very happy you got a great another 9.8 in that book. John Short, my QR code on my last 25 books didn't work either, Kev. That's weird. It usually does. It just wouldn't pick up for some reason when I just did it. Are the Superman books on their way as well? Well, they're vintage, right? So they'll be a little bit longer. They'll be a little bit longer. The reason why that one came so quick, Carlo, high value. So they got here in about a week or two. Your other books will probably be here in about 2 or 3 weeks. All right. Moving along. I'm going to leave 2 big ones for the very, very end. All right, next, we got an X-Men. No X-Men yet today. We got an X-Men 28. One of my favorite X-Men covers. right there. First appearance of Banshee in a 5.5. A nice copy of Daredevil #1. Another, been seeing Daredevil #1 a lot. This one's in a 4.5. We improved that one a lot. This had a big spine roll on it. We cleaned that spine roll up, and she presents hell of a lot better now. Glad to say. And these aren't the bangers I was talking about. Two big ones. One's right in front of me. I'm gonna hold off. We saw this on the thumbnail. A book I don't see all that often. Also one that we improved tremendously. Very happy I got this grade at 6.0. Fantastic Four #12. First meeting of the Hulk and the Fantastic Four. Classic cover. Oh man, a book I wish, again, I need to add to my collection. Love that cover. And 3 bangers to go. Third last, we have a book you don't see very often. I knew this book, and go ahead and look this book up if you want, guys. Negro Romance #1 from 1950 and a 4.5. Very rare book. I sent this book in as a high value book, and they bumped it on me. I think it was, or maybe it was vintage to high value. I forget. Anyway, they ended up charging me quite a bit more to have this book graded. So this is a very hard to find book, and a very valuable book. So anyways, there's that one. And then here we go. Okay, I'll take some questions, and I'll save the last 2 for the very end. 49 Felix took your advice and started to hydrate all my books before pressing. It is an absolute must to hydrate your books before pressing. I mean, if you're working on brand new, right off the, not necessarily, unless there's a lot of ripples, and yeah, hydration will actually help. But giving books a very, and I don't like them. Don't steam your books. See guys steaming their books. Are you crazy? Don't steam the books. Create a little hydration chamber. Let them take in the humidity slowly. Be patient, and you'll get a great press out of it. So I'm glad that it's working for you. Bam, Lord Thaw says, have a very old Superman with some sort of sticky substance, not from a sticker on it. Can you remove materials? I need to see it. It depends. It all depends. It depends on what it is. If it's just grime, it usually will rub off quite nicely. But if it's some other kind of adhesive, I may have to use some kind of solvent to dissolve it. And those solvents can sometimes be pretty harsh on the book. So you gotta be really careful when using solvents. Love that FF12. So do I. Spartacus 204. Would that DD 4.5 be higher if you did a cover wash? Well, let's go back and have a look. If we went over to this DD #1 and did a cover wash right here, yeah, it'll be brighter. Damn right. But I cannot guarantee that this book would not have a silver stripe along the top. Oops, sorry guys, let me go back to it. Again, you can see the tanning on this book. A cover wash will definitely brighten this book up. It'll look fantastic. But like I said, I can't guarantee you're not going to have a silver stripe along the top there, right? And most guys don't want a conserved grade. They want a universal grade. So for that reason alone, I wouldn't do it. Some guys will do the B-lead on this book. They'll hit it with hydrogen peroxide. They'll put it on the B-lead for an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever length they do. And that will brighten the book up too. But then you're running the risk of getting a purple label. So here at the Comic Doctor's office, I don't like to gamble with other people's books. I do not suggest people do that sort of thing to their books unless they're in a gambling kind of mood, because yeah, I've seen great results using both those techniques, doing like a aqueous bath, which is what you were suggesting, I assume, or doing the B-lead technique, which is good too, to brighten it up. But yeah, it's dangerous, man, dangerous. I don't know if I showed this one yet. Did I show this one yet? 5.5 Amazing Spider-Man #2. I don't think I did. Let me show you the last two, guys, and then I'll let you all go. All right. Amazing Spider-Man #1. Second appearance of the Wall Crawler. First appearance of J. Jonah Jameson and the Chameleon. And the first Fantastic Four crossover origin 1.5 copy of Amazing Spider-Man #1. Now, if you want to see before and afters of this book, there are before and afters of this book over on my Instagram channel, I guess you call it Instagram page. This one had a lot of tape on, as you can see, and it left a lot of staining on there and a lot of residue. The tape came off. I had to use solvents to remove the remnants of the glue. Now, what was really strange about this, I didn't tape it right away. I pressed it, then I taped it. So there's a big rip that goes along the whole book. The rip goes like this, and then it goes all the way to over here. It's a huge rip on the book. It goes from here all the way through. So, you know, I knew I had to retape the book because otherwise I didn't want the book to get compromised or damaged any further. So what I did is I cleaned it. Of course, I did some work on it. I tooled it. I removed the tape. I used solvents to remove some of the adhesive, and then I pressed the book. What was crazy is that when I pressed the book, the seam stayed together. Why? Well, how did that seam magically come together? Because there was still glue particles of some kind in the crevice of the rip. And so when I pressed it, it reactivated it, and it actually, so in a way, it created a tear seal, a huge tear seal. It was beautiful. It actually looked great. Problem is, if I would have sent that book in without putting tape on it, they would have given this book, they may have given this book a purple label because it would have had a huge tear seal. So what I did is on the back of that rip there, I did apply some acid-free tape. So it gave the illusion to the grader that there is no tear seal, that the book is still taped, and I just wanted that. And I was hoping for a 1.8. We got a 1.5. The rip is pretty significant, and that's probably why, but there's nothing, the book is missing. Like, it's got a little chip out there, but the book is complete. Usually when the book is complete, you expect to get a 1.8, and I thought I'd get a 1.8, but the tear, I think, was too much for them. But I'm not done yet. You saw those other books that Mike had. Mike also has another big banger book. This is not Mike's book, it's another client book. This one is Mike's book. 6.0, Amazing Spider-Man. #1 again in a 6.0 white page. Mike was hoping for a 6.5. I had guessed when I took the book out, when I saw the book the first time through pictures, I said, you know what, this book is beautiful. The colors on this red is just, in fact, the colors on both the red in this and the red in this are stunning. And I thought, you know what, Mike, you might get lucky and get a 7 out of this. Now, when the book actually came to me, you know, when I had it in my hands and I started looking at it a little closer, I started seeing some things that, you know, unfortunately it has a crease. Where is it? It's got a pretty big crease that goes down along the whole of the book, you know, vertically there. And that I think is what got you to the 6. If that wasn't there, this book I think may have hit a 6.5, maybe even a 7, a little bit of a small dog ear at the bottom there too, but a 6.0, nonetheless, great copy of this book. 2 Amazing Spider-Man #1s. Guys, the books, I think, the biggest killer books I've been seeing mostly lately, Amazing Spider-Man #1s and Daredevil #1s. For a while there, it was X-Men #1s. Those have kind of calmed down a little bit, but I'm seeing tons of ASM ones. Can't even think how many of these I've pressed in the last several months. And the Daredevil ones, forget about it. They're always coming in. I got more on the way back as we speak. But that's it, guys. That's the books. Let's go back to your questions, and I'll see if I can answer any more for you. Good color in the FF12. It's beautiful. I want Negro Comics #1. It is pretty cool. Oh, it is really cool. Side note, I just got a J-Slop Boba Fett. Is it real? Is it a real J-Slop Boba Fett? Be careful. Lots of fakes out there. Not bad, he says. Lord Thoth, Gorby Kitty. Great job, Doc. Thank you, Gorby Kitty. That ASM book, ASM looks worse than my X-Men 2, and I got a 1.0. Ugh. Blue Label, let's go. Nice. There's more. Oh, there's more. It's the acid stain. It did above and beyond. It's all you can do, man. Gorby, these are yours, aren't they, Gorby? Adam says, awesome Spidey #1s. I know. Great way to end the night. Spider-Man #1. Can't beat it. Beautiful books, Mike. Thank you very much. Yours are almost done, actually. I want to talk to you again. Me and Charlo are looking at your slabs. We're not doing many of them, right? I decided not to. He was asking if you wanted to have your books resubbed at CGC instead of CBCS. I wouldn't bother personally, but if you want, I can do that for you, but we'll talk. Anyways, guys, Spider-Man, great book. Thanks, Dave. Thank you. Guys, thanks so much for popping by today. Listen, if you like what you saw, you like looking at comic books, there's more of this every single week. You can go back and watch previous episodes. There's all I've done, I don't want to say hundreds, but many unboxings. I do them pretty much every single week. I know there was another box on the way back as we speak. So next Tuesday, I'll be right back here once again. Again, I hope you enjoyed the show. Please hit the subscribe button your way out. Again, I'm going to make an ad about that, about the giveaway, because that's a pretty damn good giveaway, if I do say so myself. Again, when I hit 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to pay for someone to have 10 modern comics graded. And then when I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to do 25, a full box of modern slabs graded on the Comic Doctor. Hit that subscribe button, my friends. Hit that like button. Share the content too. That'll get more people watching the show. And until next time, my friends, have a fantastic night. Great rest of your week. And we'll see you on Tuesday. And hit that notification bell too, because I've got some other videos coming up soon I think you're going to really like. Okay, guys? Until next time, have a great night. Enjoy the Acolyte. May the force be with you. Bye for now.